and welcome back to episode 6 of the Retail Experience. Today we're going to continue off what we did in episode 5, which is reading a list of the stupidest shit that I have heard at work. So we'll just kick right off following the long charging cord lady. This customer comes in and says, "Prepaid." Now, I know we went over this in the last video, but I'll go over it again. There are two different account types with Verizon. There's prepaid, which is you prepaid the month that you're going into. And then there's the consumer account, which is the actual account, the one where you can have multiple phone lines on, where you can get upgrades, just the whole kit and caboodle. So anyway, this customer says, "Prepaid." I say, "Do you want to pay your bill?" They said, "No, prepaid." I was like, "Okay, do you want a new prepaid phone?" "No." "Okay, what do you want?" And they said, "I want to pay for another month." And I said, "That's what paying your bill means." To which they said, "Oh, sorry, I guess I didn't understand what you were saying." Really no need for an explanation there. That one already gives me a headache, and I haven't had to deal with that in months. This next woman, we were setting up a new account for her, and when we set up a new account, you have to give us your birthday. And this woman did not know her own birth year. And she was probably in her early 60s, maybe late 50s. But anytime she'd come in, she was always just so confused as to what she was doing here. And yeah, she just didn't know her own birthday. Like, I don't understand. I can understand maybe like, oh yeah, I'm kind of elderly. I don't remember the specific day, but the year, that's pretty easy to remember. But I mean, far be it from me to question that one. Moving right along, a customer comes in and says, "My phone isn't making or receiving calls." And so they demonstrate making a call. They dial someone and they make the call, and it reroutes them to financial services because their bill has not been paid. And whenever they first arrived, they kept on saying, "Oh yeah, it keeps giving me an automated message." And the thing about the world we live in now is people do not listen to the automated message, which I completely understand. I can't fault anyone for listening to it or not listening to it, but if they just listened for 5 seconds, the message says something along the lines of, "We're transferring you to financial services due to a past due payment." And so you listen to that and you're like, "Oh, okay, well, maybe I gotta pay my bill." Shocking. So, just really silly person. The next customer, this one didn't happen to me. This actually happened to my coworker, Caitlin. She was talking on the phone to someone, and after they were done talking, I think it may have been an appointment to buy a phone or something like that. The woman on the phone says, "Can I get your name?" And she says, "My name is Caitlin." She's like, "Lisa?" Because Lisa and Caitlin sound exactly alike, I guess. I mean, there's an L in both their names, and an I, and an A. So, I mean, just scramble the words a little bit and you'll get Leah, which once again is nowhere close to Caitlin, but, old people, am I right? This gentleman, I said this in the last episode, but we handled a lot of things that had no bearing on what we were paid to do. This old man brings his printer into the office because it will not print. We have nothing to do with anything printer related. Our printers at the office barely worked anyway. So Oh, man, it stresses me out just thinking about it. One other person said, "What is Google?" And you don't even have to be young to know what that is, because I think Google's been around for what, 20 years, 25 years, more or less? So, I mean, even someone in their 70s, they could have heard about that in their 50s, way back when, like, oh, a new company, Google. Huh, interesting. But people's mind go down the gutter, I guess. I don't know. And our final one, kind of a short one, but a customer calls and says, "Would you be able to help with an AT&T phone that needs to be repaired?" Now, it's not an uncommon question. We did get that a lot. But the thing is, we did not do any cell phone repairs, like repairing the screen or the camera or things like that. We did, we would diagnose certain problems. If someone's phone volume was all the way down, they couldn't hear it, stuff like that. But we didn't do any type of repairs. There was a repair store in the city that I live in that does do that stuff, and they have a very similar name. So I can understand it, but if memory serves, they knew that we were not the repair store. I could be wrong though. I don't know. But that concludes the list of stupid shit that I have heard at work. Now, where I work now, I highly doubt I'll be running into situations like this, but if I do, y'all will hear about it. So until that time, I've got a few other videos in the works. I'm probably going to actually record one right after this, believe it or not. So, as always, till next time.